All right, this is Tony with the Brian and Leanne Show, and welcome all our listeners here at 99.5, and I am here in the studios with Hulk Hogan. And I just wanted to welcome you here today, and he's here because TNA Wrestling is here live at the Wolstein Center tonight.
Brother, mama, don't let your wrestlers or your cowboys or whatever, your babies grow up to be wrestlers, because Hulk Hogan will beat them up at TNA Impact Wrestling. I think I'm going to start singing country western.
I think so. I mean, it's perfect because we're on the country station.
Yeah, man, country in Cleveland, man, 99.5, man, you guys are awesome. And thank you, because I know all your fans are going to be at the Wolstein Center Thursday at 7 p.m. on time, because we're definitely live on TV, man.
Hulkster, I'll be there front row.
That's sweet.
Sitting behind the Professor Mike Tenay and Jeremy Borash.
Well, I shook that hand of yours, brother. I said you got youth on your side. You got the strength on your side. So if anybody tries to cheap shot the old timer here, I expect you to be there, brother.
I'll be the first one, but I don't want to get bum rushed by them security guards. I know how they are sometimes.
Don't worry about those guys. They're all punks. I got your back too, brother.
Thanks. When I found out we were going to do this interview, I begged Brian and Leanne for me to do this. I am a huge wrestling fan. I'm actually getting into this business right now to hopefully become a play-by-play guy eventually somewhere down the line. This is just... For me to sit here in front of you right now is absolutely amazing. I just want to thank you for coming and doing this with me, and I'm
thank you, brother. I mean, I got in late last night, and it's kind of crazy because when I landed, there were so many fans at the airport. I went, this is really insane that after 35 years, these people are so loyal, and they've been with me so long, they still treat me like I'm the champion, you know? And like today, I was going around different TV stations and stuff, and the lobbies are filled with people, and it's kind of cool that
you still got it. It's
yeah, man.
there.
It's like, what's up? You know, this Impact Wrestling has put me back on the map here. So it's pretty cool to be the general manager and be on Spike TV every Thursday night, and to be here, you know, in Cleveland. Like I said, 7 p.m. You guys got to be there. I know it's a quick turnaround, getting off work, getting home, getting cleaned up, feeding the kids, but you guys got to get out to the Wolstein Center at 7, because the crazier the crowd is, the more intense the stars get in the ring.
Now, I know this is your first time you guys going like a countrywide tour, right? Because you guys are usually based out of Florida, down in the studios.
Yeah.
You usually do your live Impact. So this is the first thing. And when I heard that, I immediately jumped online. And then I found out today is my birthday. And when
Today's your birthday.
When I found out the ticket, you guys are going to be here, I almost lost it.
That's crazy, dude. Well, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And then I had it set in my phone when the tickets would go on sale the day before, so I could make sure there was money in my account to get them front row tickets.
Oh, that's awesome, brother.
So this is more of I can't even explain. My birthday has just been so amazing so far.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I mean, it's pretty amazing, you know, this Impact Wrestling. We filmed out of Universal Studios in Orlando, like you said, a couple of years, and then Dixie Carter ramped up, you know, and threw it out there, and we're on the road. So we're in a different town every week, and to come back to Cleveland with all the history I've had here, with the way the fans treat me, the way the fans are in love with Sting and Jeff Hardy and all the other wrestlers.
Back to the Coliseum.
Yeah, brother. I mean, it is amazing, you know, that what a wrestling town. It's just really cool to be here.
Now, say, talk about a wrestling town. We're home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What would you say is the home of wrestling?
Well, you know, there's the mecca of wrestling, of course, has always been Madison Square Garden.
Oh, of course.
You know, yes. That's where it goes down. But there's a lot of great, you know, towns. I mean, you know, for
you got
wrestling.
Down to Memphis, and I mean,
you got the Memphis wrestling. You got Chicago, the Windy City stuff. I mean, you know, the New York is unprecedented. You know, you got different places in New York. I can even go to Buffalo and Syracuse and Rochester, and there's so much history there. I mean, it goes from the L.A. Coliseum down to San Diego. I mean, there's not a place where wrestling hasn't thrived at one time or another, and pretty much is a constant as far as, you know, families coming out to be entertained. So it's tough to name one place, you know, but Cleveland has a place in history. There's been a lot of crazy stuff go down in Cleveland.
Now, with that said, when Hulk Hogan's in town, I know you're busy, I know you're running around doing your things. Where does Hulk Hogan like to hang out in Cleveland?
Brother, I kind of like low profile it. I got a little gym that I go to, which I'm not going to name because there's so many people there already. I have a hard time getting through a workout. But my whole thing is when I'm here, it's strictly business, you know. I hit the gym. I'm at the arena early, you know. It's an all-day affair Thursday when we ramp up. we've got a production meeting, and we just don't show up at 7 o'clock and go on TV. We're there like at 8 in the morning. We've got production meetings all day long. We're there working, and so pretty much between getting in town, getting a couple workouts in, and going to the arena and making sure everything's perfect. It's an in and out, and don't have much time to lounge around.
Yeah, I hear you. You talk about a little gem. I work at a bar, so maybe it's just a little hole, just a little one. Maybe you could stop by sometime, and it'll be low profile. We won't say nothing to you there.
Never know.
Now Nick's been. I heard he's been DJing now. How's that been going?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. The kids have kind of like switched careers all of a sudden, because Brooke did the music thing for years. She's 25 now. I think she started when she was 13 or 14. She had a couple hit records, one with Lou Pearlman, one with Scott Storch, and Paul
Wall.
Paul Wall, yeah.
You still got your grill?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I got knocked out somewhere along the way. But, and then she moved to Nashville, and she became a great songwriter. And I think in the last year she's written 70 songs, which is just craziness.
Wow.
Putting that much stuff out there, But then she met a guy that plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, brother.
Phil Costas, right?
Yeah, they got engaged, and she now lives in Dallas, and thank God he's a great guy.
Now, how did that go down? He's a big guy himself. He's a lineman, is it correct?
Yeah, he met her in Nashville,
Now, how did he ask Hulk for permission?
Yeah, he did, brother. It was kind of weird because, he was kind of like, him and I don't talk a lot when we're in the gym.
Yeah.
Because he does, he's young and big, and it makes me look like a midget, he's so big, and he does all these big powerlifting moves and all the stuff I used to do when I was 25 years old. Well, at 60 years young, brother, I'm not slinging that heavy weight around. I'm doing the light stuff, trying to get toned up, so I look good when I rip the shirt off. And
just in case you do have to throw down in the
yeah, brother, times. And my whole deal is I don't want to talk when I'm working out,
Exactly.
And all of a sudden in Vegas, we were hanging out there, and we were doing a TNA show in Las Vegas. All of a sudden in the gym, he kind of wanders over by me, and I didn't know what was up. He goes, "Hey, you need anything?" I said, "No, brother, I'm cool." I just thought it was kind of nice. He asked me. Then a couple minutes later, he comes wandering up. He goes, "Hey, you need something to drink?" I went, "No, brother, I'm good." And I said, "That's odd." And then he started wandering over, a few minutes later, and he says, I'd love, he called me Mr. Balea, my real name.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, Mr. Balea, not Hulk Hogan.
No.
He goes, "Mr. Balea, I'd like to talk to you about my future with your daughter." He was stuttering just like that. And I looked at him in the Hulk voice. I said, "What future, brother?" And it kind of rattled him, and I saw him get nervous and wander off. And so then later that day, I was telling Nick, my son, who was there with me, I said, "Man, I'm going to get him good. I'm going to play some serious jokes on him." So all of a sudden, my daughter Brooke calls me, and she goes, "Dad, why are you being mean to Phil?" I said, "Oh, Brooke, stop it. I just want to see what he's made of, "Oh, you do that to all the guys I ever dated. You need to now knock it off." So Brooke was all rattled. She goes, "Well, Phil wants to talk to you at lunch." So I called my son up, Nick. I said, "Nick, you got to come with me. You got to watch this. I got to have a witness." So we go down to eat lunch, and all of a sudden Phil shows up, and he sees Nick. He goes, "Oh, man, I'm glad you're here, Nick. I just wanted you to be here, to talk to your dad." And so he started talking about being in love with Brooke, and
you knew exactly where
and wanting to marry her, and first question is, "How long have you known my daughter, brother?" And I saw him pulling his shirt out like this, right? He's sweating. He's a big sucker too, I said, "You know what, bro? I don't know about all this stuff. I think you're moving a little fast. Why don't you wait a couple years before you talk to me about this?" Now I was giving him that Hollywood Hogan,
now
that
he's
heel.
The same age around Brooke?
Well, Brooke's 25. He's 25.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're both young kids, and he's very respectful, and thank God he's not one of these bad boy type guys like Brooke was attracted to when she was younger.
Well, I mean, that's how it goes,
I ran all those guys off, believe me.
They were gone
Believe
quick.
me, I ran them off, dude.
They weren't as bad when they met you.
No,
huh?
I ran them off. I had fun. I had fun with that. But anyway, it's a good kid, just big and in shape. Linemen, they're monsters, Great attitude. Yes, sir. No, sir. Doesn't drink. No drugs. Doesn't cuss. Nothing.
Wow.
And I've been around him because, dude, he
How could you
loves
ask for
his
anything
job.
better?
Yeah, this is too good to be true. I said, "Brooke, don't screw this up," So I'm giving this kid a hard time, and he's backpedaling. He's nervous, and he's freaking out. And then finally, I couldn't take it. Nick goes, "Stop it, Dad! Come on!" Nick started going, "Dad, knock it off."
That's bad when the son said something.
Yeah, because I was getting ready to go for the kill. I was going to say, "All right, you want to marry my daughter? Let's arm wrestle, brother. I'll snap your arm off and beat you with it." I was going to give him one of those Hollywood Hogan lines and then lighten up, but Nick got me to lighten up, and And then he nailed me. I said, dude, well, have you thought about, when you're going to propose to Brooke? And he goes, yeah, I want to propose to her tonight. I went, what?
Wow, that's a little.
Yeah, he had the ring, he had everything, brother. So
at least he came with his guns loaded, though.
yeah,
he knew what was going on.
Very respectful, and he says, when you know, and I just can't stop thinking about her and love her. We get along great. I said, it's fine with me. I'm going, whew. Thank God he didn't, hit me like a quarterback, with no protection.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool, man. And then that night he just, we were at the Bellagio, and he went shopping with my wife Jennifer and with Brooke, my daughter.
You got comfortable quick.
Oh, Brooke and my wife Jennifer are like best friends now.
Oh, well, there you go.
I've been with Jennifer 6 years now. They've like bonded, become soulmates, and so I'm happy to go. I'm happy to go see him go. They wanted to go shopping, do a thing. I said, fine, you guys go. I was hanging out with Nick and his buddy, So all of a sudden, Phil calls me. He was the sacrificial lamb. We made him go shopping with him, right?
Yeah, you got it.
So I said, Phil, call me when you're on the way back, and I'll say, let's go meet at the Bellagio. He wanted to propose out by the fountains with all the noise and all that crazy crowd.
Yep.
No, I don't think he was thinking straight. Finally, we sat there so long waiting on him. And when we got there, we had one drink. We went to go out to the fountains. I said, how do you get out to the fountains? The guy goes, oh, they closed at 9 p.m. I said, in Vegas? So there was a little teeny trickle-down fountain there where the valet was. He proposed to her right there, and it was much better.
Oh, there you go.
Because the big fountains, there were too many people and too much
more
craziness.
Intimate.
Yeah, it was good.
That's good. We're here with Hulk Hogan on 99.5 today, and we, because he's here promoting TNA Impact Wrestling Live. It's every every Thursday at 9 o'clock. On
Eastern
Spike
Standard
TV.
Time, yes, sir, brother.
Yes, and trust me, when I'm working, it's getting videotaped because I'm watching to make sure what's going on.
There you go, brother.
And with that said, now you've been in the business forever. You've worked with families, just upon families, and it's always been guys promoters. How is it working for Dixie Carter and all that?
Well, it's been real edgy with working with Vince McMahon Sr., then with Vince McMahon, and then I worked with Vern Gagne in Minnesota.
The Crockett's, all, yeah.
Yeah, and then when Eric Bischoff was the head of Turner Sports, I worked with Eric for, good God, 8 or 9 years. He was real edgy. And, then I had this chance to be part of Impact Wrestling, and I didn't know what it was like. But, she's all business, which is cool.
Well, but wasn't the Jarrett's involved at first?
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett's father, Jerry Jarrett, was involved in the very beginning when they had a pay-per-view every week.
Yeah, yes.
And that formula lasted a short while. And then Jeff is the one that started the company. He's still one of the original owners. He's still involved. And Dixie Carter became his partner. And I had a chance to go to work there a couple times, and I passed. Mm-hmm. And then the third time around when we talked, things seemed to be settled down a little bit, and it seemed to make sense. So I've been there a few years now, and having Dixie Carter as a boss, she'll give you, anything you need on a personal level, help or support. When it comes down time to business, she's a businesswoman.
I can only imagine being a woman, and this is a man's field. There's big guys. There's even guys bigger than you. So I can only imagine dealing with that.
It's not even that. There's no intimidation factor with her because she's not afraid.
There's not.
No, not at all, brother. But the thing is, I've seen her flare up. I've seen the nostrils flare and flare out, and I know she's got no hair on the back of her neck, but I mean the hair on the back of her neck. And when she'll take a little bit of push and pull, but then when enough's enough, she shuts it down, which is purely business, nothing personal. But I like her style, and she's very honest with you, straightforward. And if there's a problem, she does everything in her power to bend over backwards to fix things for you, unless it's not business anymore. And then she goes back to keeping things squared away. So she's a pleasure to work for.
Well, that's good. Now you haven't wrestled in how long has it been?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
How is it taking that role different from wrestling now? You're coming out and talking more, and you're more of a manager. You're the GM.
Yeah, it's different. The wrestling business. Some people go, wow, you're still hanging out. And I mean, if you're addicted to chocolate or alcohol or drugs or whatever you're addicted to, you can't lose it, man. And I'm addicted to this business. I mean, it's in my blood. My God, I've been in it forever. I love it. The business has stuck with me when everything else left me, It
was always there for you.
And the fans and the business has always been there. So, I mean, being a general manager now and getting to be the guy in control and being the guy that basically runs the show is one thing, but then to vicariously live through the young wrestlers and help them with the art form and the timing and the instinct and physicality. Well, you should have done this, or you should have moved over this way a little more, and would have been bigger, better for the crowd and for the camera to tell these guys what I know and to have them listen, and then take it and use it if you want to. If it doesn't work for you, no big deal. But to be involved is pretty cool with this at this point of the game.
Now, you are, like I said, you kind of host, you come out and talk more. How is that, hosting that, compared to hosting a reality show, or when you were doing American Gladiators and things of that nature?
Well, with American Gladiators, it was a network show, prime time, and it was,
sad to see it leave.
Yeah.
The old ones from back in the early 90s, all that.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was, you had to be on your mark with American Gladiators, and you had one shot at it, and it wasn't live, but it was live to tape with a live crowd. So all of a sudden, when you came out, and go, all right, the next contestant, Joe, whatever he's got one leg, and he's climbed the gauntlet before, and how do you think he's going to do? When the alligators bite, bite his other hand off, or whatever I said. It was on a teleprompter, and even though, sometimes you got to ad lib and make it a little better, but you had one shot at it, so it was different. But
you've done your reality shows. What's one of Hulk Hogan's favorite reality shows? Since
Man.
they're all out there, you can't turn on a television station without a reality show nowadays. You have to as much as people say they hate reality shows, everybody has their favorite show that they watch.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird since I got remarried, and I've been remarried 3 years, and I've been with Jennifer 6 years. I really don't watch a lot of reality stuff, and I just have gotten so dialed into getting away from that stuff. I guess the most reality I watch is wrestling. Because what I do what you do, I pretty much record all the shows, every company there is, and rewatch the stuff over and over, just so I'm in the groove, and I know, if all of a sudden, a wrestling general manager on one show gives away an airplane to a wrestler, I don't want to be on my show giving away an airplane.
Exactly.
At least I want to know what's going on.
Uh-huh.
And to not know what the other shows are doing is pretty ignorant. Not to be aware of your surroundings, and not that we're competitive with anybody, because we dance to the tune of our own drum. Yeah.
It's two completely different. It's like apples and oranges. You can't even compare the two.
So but I am a huge fan first, so I watch everything.
So the rumors have been around. I'm constantly up on wrestling blogs.
Yeah.
I heard there may be in the works a Hulk Hogan biography movie, kind of like the Steve Jobs one. Is this true?
I'm not sure. It was a TMZ question when I was leaving LA last week.
Uh-huh.
Or the week before, I can't remember. But I was coming through no, I wasn't. It was at LaGuardia Airport. Duh. And I can't remember where I've been. And
wait, are you sure? Do you know where you're at now? We're on Rockside Road in Independence.
I'm in Cleveland.
At all right.
Actually, earlier this morning, about 7 o'clock, when we got in the car, I closed my eyes for a minute, and I kind of jumped, and I said, Tampa? Toronto? To the streets. I'm in Cleveland. That happened to me this morning. But no, I was leaving LaGuardia, and one of the TMZ guys hit me, hey, this or that, or what do you think about the guy, the gay wrestler that came out of the closet, or this or that. Asked me a bunch of questions, and I said, okay, and I said whatever answers I gave him. And then right when I was getting ready to go through security, he goes, oh, they should do a Hulk Hogan movie or a biography. And I said, there is one in the works. And dude, that thing turned into, there's going to be a this or that or a movie. And what I was referring to was the actor Ron Howard.
Yes,
He's got a company called Imagine Films. He's got 2 young hot writers that are working for him, that they wrote a 10-page treatment. And they got the sex, the drugs, the rock and roll. They got the wrestling business. They got it is almost like Any Given Sunday with True Romance, kind of some crazy video scoop, as Macho Man would say, video scope take, artsy fartsy, directors.
Which is all there, huh?
And they nailed the injuries and the small territories and the partying and the Make-A-Wish kids and the role model stuff and the divorces.
When it comes to making a movie like that.
And all they did was write me a 10-page treatment, so I read it. They wanted a bunch of options. They wanted all kinds of stuff. I said, guys, there's no money involved here. I'm not getting paid. You're not getting paid. It's all on spec, but I'm going to sign something for you guys to develop a first pass. Now, that means you're going to write a first pass on a script. Whether it ever gets to a second pass, whether it ever gets financed, the movie could be made as early as next year. It could be made 30 years from now after I'm long and gone, but who knows? But it's just threw a feather in the wind, I said, you guys go develop it. I like what you did.
So now you're going to be making your first TV appearance back from a few months, correct?
I've been
gone
off
for a while. I heard there was an incident. You burned your hands.
Yeah.
You were working on the cars or something like that.
Yeah, kind of crazy. But I know I've been off TV about 4 weeks and been a lot of political crap going on, and just had to straighten out some deal points and get back on track with my stuff, TNA stuff, the TV stuff, the merchandising stuff, and just tighten the ship up a little bit. And I'm back this week. Yeah.
You're back. I know. When I seen that last week too, I was just like absolutely floored. I'm like, Hogan's going to be here. Back in Cleveland, this is going to be absolutely amazing.
Good,
so this has just been great. This has been a phenomenal interview. I would like to. This has been great. Thank you very much.
Well, I'll see you behind Mike today.
Yes, and I have one question.
Sure.
How do you feel about Ben Affleck starring in the new Batman movie?
First off, I didn't know about it.
I figured I had to throw one out there.
Is he the new Batman?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes,
is that good or bad? I don't know.
I don't know either. I just wanted to get Hulk Hogan's perspective on that one.
I think if he's made a bad movie, the only one he made was with Jennifer Lopez. It was bad. I saw the Argo, which I didn't have a lot of faith in it, and then he stole the show. He stole every scene. He killed it.
I haven't caught that. The Town was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, oh man, yeah, I've watched that a couple times. He was badass in that. So he hasn't made any bad movies until the lady conned him into making one with her. But good luck, man. I wish I was the new Batman.
I think it'd be perfect. They wouldn't even have to put a suit on you or nothing. They would it would just fit. How it's all muscular. It would just go right in.
I'd be the new Batman. You know what I was really upset about? That my paisan Stallone didn't cast me in Expendables 3.
I've heard about that.
Man, I thought for sure I was going to get a call. I said, we could shave my mustache and my bald head. I've got the biggest head in the world. They could call me Skull.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. They have all their other cameos in it. Why not throw? Yeah. Come on, let's get it going.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yep. All right. I thank Hulk for coming in. Don't forget
7 o'clock Thursday, brother.
Yeah. If you can't make it, don't forget it'll be on 9 o'clock live on Spike TV. And like I said, I'll see you there. I'll be sitting right behind Mike.
Yeah, but we're going up live at 7. We're going live, brother. And so we need all the Hulkamaniacs on TV, Wolstein Center. It's going to get, the crazier the crowd gets, the crazier the action gets in the ring. So it's in your hands, Maniacs.
I can't ask for a better birthday gift. Thanks,
there you go,
Hulk.
brother. Thank you, brother.
Everything.